Let me speak to you about some of the water programs. Again, areas that you and I have plenty of agreement on that there's much work that needs to be done when it comes to aging water infrastructure around the country, and then in places like rural Alaska, infrastructure for the very first time. In the FY18 omnibus, I included $20 million to help small and disadvantaged communities obtain basic water and sewer infrastructure. This is through the program that was created a couple years ago, the WIN Act, the Water Infrastructure Improvement for the Nation Act. This is the first time the program has received funding, so I'm curious to know how long you anticipate, what is it going to take for you to get this program up and running? We're looking at it as an opportunity, really an extraordinary opportunity to help facilitate a level of public safety that has been lacking for a long time when you don't have clean drinking water, when you don't have sewer and wastewater systems, the disease that we deal with, all of the health conditions that we worry about are greater amplified. So can you give me a little sense as to how you anticipate moving forward with this program?
Well, let me say generally that the rural communities, in addition to heavily dense urban markets with respect to lead in our drinking water, that's the reason I mentioned that in my opening comments, that we need to be much more intentional about replacing those lead service lines across the country. And you've highlighted something that I think is often missed, which is those rural communities have as great a challenge and sometimes not the resources, bonding capacity or otherwise to address it. So one of the things we're actually looking at is using a regionalization approach that will allow regional water systems to kind of band together to submit applications under WIFIA to achieve access to funds to help them in improving their systems. So we're looking at a regionalization approach there. The $30 million that you referred to, we are earnestly setting up the process to implement that. There was also money put in the budget, as you know, for schools around, I think it's $20 million, if I'm not mistaken, with respect to assessment there for schools and lead. So it's very important as part of this overall strategy that we implement that along with the WIFIA approach that I made reference to earlier.
Well, let me ask you about WIFIA. Now that is fully staffed and loans are being issued, should we expect the kind of the rollout of these loans to happen relatively quickly? We nearly doubled the size of the WIFIA program, as I understand it. I don't know whether that means that we need to look to additional staffing for that. What's your assessment on the capabilities of the WIFIA program
Some of it is awareness, Chairman Murkowski, in the sense that a lot of communities across the country just simply aren't aware of the opportunity.
Right.
And so I think there's an effort that we should engage in, and in fact are engaging in, to work with governors and others to raise the level of awareness about the opportunities around WIFIA. We just extended, or in the process of extending, the deadline for applications to the end of July. It was the beginning part of July. Because we wanted to engage in an aggressive posture on trying to make communities aware of the opportunities. So I think the program's not nascent. It's not a nascent situation, but it's early in its development, as you know. And I think the agency needs to do more to advance awareness and then to solicit the kind of applications that will make a difference. Bundling together. Indiana just submitted, as an example, an application that impacted multiple communities in the state. It was a first of its kind and innovative, and we're trying to use that as an example for the rest of the country to say these are the kind of approaches we'd like to see to get more velocity as far as investment in these water infrastructure systems.
Well, know that's an area that we really look forward to working with you on. Some pretty basic issues when you think about clean water and again, water and sanitation.